Hello there, great person. Welcome to this read-through of the Wheel of Time. I'm going to start today. I got this Wheel of Time book, which is mirrored again, as you know. I mirror my screen. But yeah, so I got this one and all the others for my birthday. So I will read them all. Today we are starting chapter 1, and the way I will do this is I will, the first part will be, and you can skip through that part if you don't want to see it. So where I read it, and I will just cut together some things I might immediately say. After that, I will review the chapter, and then, yeah, I will also add another section that will be created later where I talk with my friends about it. And that will also be in the end of this video where I will just give you the thoughts we had together on the chapter. So let's just get into this and let's start reading Wheel of Time. Oh, this is interesting already. So this is just a little thing on the first page, but it already says um, the sandhills once shore of a great ocean before the breaking of the world. So it's already this this terrifying event they talk about. So I think we will get more of that. I hope we will get more of that. But yeah, this is interesting. So it says here, and there he's Randall's walking with his father together, and he looks at nature. I mean, and it's here that no birds sang in the forest and no squirrels chittered from a branch. Not that he expected them, really, not this spring. I wonder what is with this spring. There's something special. I don't know, because is it such a cold spring? Is it so unnaturally cold? Because before this, they already said it's chilly. So I wonder what that is. Ah, interesting. So they are having problems. It says here, so Randa's thinking about the winter still, and he said there were more wolves because the winter was so cold. So it's probably that from before with the spring thing as well. So it's so cold, and no one knows why. Probably, I mean, statistics probably, but yeah, that's interesting. So it's a very cold winter, and the wolves as well. We know that. I mean, so for context, I'm sorry I didn't give it before. So I watched the show and nothing else. I don't know anything else, and I already read the prologue, but I don't know anything. But I know that Perrin has these wolf powers. It's interesting. I don't know. That's why I don't know, these wolves, they strike me. I don't know. Oh, and bears. Yeah, bears too. So wolves and bears are coming. They're gonna get them. This one's good. So it's about Tam, and he's walking, and it says here, his manner said things that any man who kept sheep must be aware of. That the wolves are coming, but they had best not try to stop Tam Thor getting to Eamon's field. Yeah, I mean, we know he's quite strong. By the way, I really like the atmosphere they are creating here already. It's already so different from the show. So in the show, it started with Moraine, I think, telling stuff about legends, and here it is just, yeah, they're walking with a horse down the road, cold, it's bad, things are not good currently. I don't know why. We don't know why, and it's just, yeah, what's gonna happen? So this could be everything, you know. It's much more open. It's not like, yeah, this is gonna happen. We have this prophecy. It's like, yeah, two men walking down a road. I kind of like that a lot. Oh. So this festival of the lambs is called Beltine. I don't know if that was in the show, but I'm glad it has the name. This as well, just a little sentence, but it's still describing Tem, and that he's gonna carry the cider and the apple wine or whatever brandy, apple brandy, and it's just this sentence: keeping his word was important to Tem. And from the show, I already know that he kept probably a word to his mother, so Brand's mother. So yeah, it's such such a small sentence. I don't know. It strikes me quite. Thing. A horse rider is approaching. Let's see if that's a shade or if it's just some ding dong. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's showing hatred of everything existing, living. So it's probably a shade. I don't know yet, but it sounds like it. So it's so interesting that it starts so differently. I don't know. Like this is just such a grounded thing currently. It's just two dudes on the road and then someone approaches. It's like, yeah, let's just make stuff happen. It's what the author probably thought. I don't know if he, if you write these things, it's there are writers that just write the first things that come to their mind and they just write them. But this might have been planned. I mean, I don't know. I would like to know, but I probably will never know. Ah, yeah, okay, so now the writer has disappeared mysteriously, which is never a good sign. So yeah, that was ominous. Perhaps it was it a foresight, something like that? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I see. So rider's cloak get swung around by the wind. Hmm. Was it there or was it like a premonition? Let's let's see. Ah, this is also very interesting. I did not get that really that much from the show as well. So he's thinking about that he went to the mountains and no one ever did. So it's like they all stay in the village, and he says that the journey to the next village was also already a great undertaking. So that will contrast a lot their journey that they just go everywhere. So that's neat. Yeah, I also like that the village is quite yeah, they are for their own, on their own, and have their little community, and that's good. I like that. Oh, interesting. So Egwene is the mayor's daughter. I don't remember that from the show. Oh, and she doesn't know that whether she loves him or not, so they're not together. Interesting. So yeah, that is. I'm quite curious to see where this goes. Interesting. The flame and the void. I would have to think about that more, but so it's the saying they have came up. It's Tem said, "Remember the flame, lead, and the void." So it's like he has to concentrate on the flame and feed everything into it, so nothing remains. Flame has consumed everything. But why would the flame not be there still? Interesting. I hope we get more of that. It's probably because Tem is not from the village, and he learned that way down the line. But yeah, whatever the reasons, only the hardiest man armed in redwood. Why? Is it because of the past? That's strange. I don't know why that's here. So why didn't they farm? I don't know. By the way, I just wondered. The Rand is living on a farm and Thames they're living on a farm. Um, does that mean their farm is like an apple tree orchard? Something like that? Because they're selling apple things. Just an apple tree farm? I don't know. Might be. Didn't know that. Yeah. So it's an interesting characterization of the tribes there, or the tribes, the village, so that most of those who did not fight or start over were long gone. So it's like badass people are there in the village, only badass people. Oh, Nynaeve. Unfortunate that they are just talking about Nynaeve. She said we'd have a mild winter and a good harvest. And now you ask her what she hears on the wind, and she just scowls at you and storms off. What happened? Why? But is she not good? I thought she was good and talented. Why can't she read the winds? Or is it something, that something happened that derailed her understanding there? Is it? Yeah, I don't know. But oh, Nynaeve. Oh, she carries a stick. Did she carry a stick in the show? I don't think so. Why not? That's cool. Yeah, now he's getting shut down by a sword. Shot down by Daisy Conga. Oh, and they all want to give them a opportunity to remarry again. That's lovely. What a lovely village. It has nothing to do with his probably quite rich possessions. I love village people. I mean, I'm from a village too. We were not like that, I think. But yeah, villages are funny. I really like village. Hope I will live in a village one day again. And they want to arrange something for Rand as well. I mean, it's quite lovely. They are inviting him, feeding him stuff, and then he has to say, "Yeah, not yet." And then he got something to eat. I mean, that's a win-win situation for everyone. But yeah, it's interesting. The village is so different from the show already. I like that. This is, I don't know. This is more realistic. It says a lot of girls too young to wear their hair braided, which implies to me that everyone at a certain age gets their hair braided. Though in the show, I understood it as those people who are. No, it was her coming of age ceremony, wasn't it? Yeah, it was her coming of age ceremony. Yeah, I'm stupid. No, never mind. I forgot that it was it. So it's not like, yeah, just her being like when growing up then in the show, yeah. Oh, fireworks. This is giving me a lot of Rings vibes a bit. That's cool. They are planning fireworks, perhaps. And Gwen does have a. I don't remember that. In the show, I think only Matt had a sister. But I might be mistaken. I have to rewatch it, perhaps. But interesting, the scale symbol. Yeah, those were quite important in the time. These scales. Or so the mayor has the scale sign and the house. Yeah, I mean that's cool. That's a nice detail. I don't know when did that stop. Probably stopped in, I don't know. Let me know if you know. But I mean I know it's obviously stopped, but yeah. Oh yeah, now they're talking about bad omens, but we know what's gonna happen. But I mean I don't know if it's gonna happen like that in the show, but it's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. Ill omen can be found in the world. Let's see. Ah, interesting. So they're talking about Nynaeve again, and this old guy is like a strain, and she probably knows that the winter is. I don't know. It's so interesting that Nynaeve does. There's some problem there. That was not there in the show, by the way. But so there's Nynaeve has a problem. I wonder what that is. Ooh, Matt's here. Like Matt. So he caught a badger and wants to. Oh my god. I would have loved to see that in the show. Matt pulling out a badger out of its den and then throwing it at girls. What the hell is going on? Bro. Matt is already a bit more playful here than he. I mean, he was playful in the show, but here he seems younger. That's yeah. He seems younger. His speech is younger. In the show, he was this. He was cracking jokes and he was like a bit um chill. Let's say like that. So he was chill, but here he's a bit more mischievous than in. And I've only read two sentences, but I might be wrong. But when two people are there, it's probably Moraine and Ellen. No killing. Hmm. So quite a sheltered community. I mean, if it's like a medieval setting, so aren't there more murders than I don't know. Ah, okay. And this is a passage. I think I'm gonna read it out so you know which one I'm referring to. But that's this is this is intriguing. The Dark One and all of the Forsaken are bound in Shayul Ghul beyond the Great Blight. I mean, it's the Eye of the World, probably. Um, bound by the Creator at the moment of creation. The hand of the Creator shelters the world, and the light shines on us all. So here, the Dark One's not like this person that was banished by Therin. It's more like a primeval force that opposed the Creator, and that the Creator put away. Which is not the way I understood it, the show. But it might be. I mean, we haven't seen that much of the Dark One, just this silly dude. But oh, this is I don't know this name. I know one of those. So it's I think it's Matt. Matt just says, you know, Matt is very playful here, like a child a bit, and he says he tells stories about his mother told him, yeah, you're gonna get taken by the Dark One if you don't eat your cereal. I don't know, but and he says, if I ever saw anybody who looked like Ishamael or Aginor. So who's Aginor? I think Ishamael is probably gonna come up in the show. Um, but the other one I have not heard that name. Aginor. I have to remember that. Maybe he's just a sheep. Are those a thing? Sheep stealers? But sounds stupid. That just sounds really stupid, but yeah. Yeah, probably the shade is a sheep stealer. Perhaps that's its hobby. And it's doing that when it's not menacingly stalking people. Mad support might be worse than none. What did you do, mate? I mean, I know he's mischievous, but he seems a lot more mischievous here. Gleeman is coming. Who's the Gleeman? Let's see what a Gleeman. I think it might be like a fool, something like that, perhaps. That's stupid badger. That's a great thing. I would have liked that badger in the show. You know, that would have been something so strange, but I would have liked it. But I guess many people would not have liked the badger in the show. So, same in the comments. Would you like to have had the badger in the show? It's stupid, but you know, not in a way like it's it shows perfectly who matters. I love that. It's like it's really an example of show don't tell. Okay, that was chapter 1. I just finished it. An empty road. So, what did I think about it? I like that it started not as a great, grandiose thing. I mean, we had the breaking in the chapter before a bit, but this is, you know, you could have just skipped this prologue chapter and then read this, and I think it would have been fine. Because it's like it starts so simple, you know, just two travelers and this strange dark figure, and the travelers traveling, and they are thinking a bit about the past and the lands around them, and you know who they are, and a bit about their characteristics. And then they get to the village. The village is, you know, like this very secluded little community with rules, with you get to know a bit about the culture, like Nynaeve. It's so interesting that Nynaeve was portrayed like an idiot here a bit. Though I wonder what was up with that. So Nynaeve is like an idiot here, but I mean, one of my favorite characters, so let's see where this goes, how she is in the book. So she does not know that the winter would be. She did not know that the winter is this harsh. Interesting. Um, yeah. Then the women take care of the household, but they seem to be. You know, it's not like they are doing what the men want. So they are a bit in charge, but the men also seem in charge. So it's an interesting dynamic. So it's like they have these roles, both of the genders, sexes. I'm sorry, German. both of the sexes have their roles, and it's an interesting dynamic, and it's realistic. I think. I also like that the Beltine, is it called? I think is coming here, and it's like sold as this great thing, this great light after the dark winter, symbolically. We don't even know yet what the philosophy of it is. If it's the same as the no, we already had this one sentence where Tam said, no, I think Rand thought about his mother and he said, yeah, I remember her at least once a year during Talbot. I like that little hint, but we don't know a lot about that. We got some lore from the Dark One, though the Dark One was portrayed a lot more primordial in this paragraph I read than in the show. In the show, it was just the dude who is very evil, and we still don't know where he's from, but it's not like from the beginning of time. And in this here, it really struck me as if the Dark One is like this primordial force from the dawn of time, and he takes shape of a man or whatever, but he's not. He's just this primordial evil, this archetypal evil below the world that is opposed to the creator that structures the world. A bit like Lucifer and God here. And the shade appeared, I guess, and Matt has seen it and Rand has seen it, which is, so it seems to be scouting for those two. The shade was described interestingly. Matt was described interestingly as well. I like that Matt was mischievous, and if I had not known that he was Rand's age, I would have thought he was 9. But there were hints that he was quite grown up as well when he started loading the cider a bit, and he was teasing him about Egwene. That was nice as well. So Egwene has a sister. I don't remember that. Rand is not together with Egwene as far as I understood it, which is interesting as well. I wonder whether they will get together or not. Hem seems to be quite a respectable, honorable man. We knew that already because he was in this order, this knightly order. Yeah, and the winter. The winter is long and dark, full of terrors. Oh, sorry, but yeah, it was a very nice introduction to the world, and it was like it was slow and it got you into the story. I like that a lot. I really enjoyed this chapter. There were some little hints, and I think in some lines, and this Aginor dude or what his name was. I wonder who that is, or that a man and woman. I mean, or is mostly a male suffix, but I don't know. And let's find out. Let's find out where it goes. And yeah, 2 riders arrived in the village, and the Gleeman arrived in the village. The riders are probably Moraine and Lan, and the Gleeman is, I think, this little dude from the show, that got turned evil in the last episode. And you told me the name quite often, and he has this jingle in the show. Oh God, was Fen? I think it was Fen. Perrin Fen, Pelin Fen, something like that. Yeah, so let's see where this is going. So I hope we get more about the festival. I like the dialogue about the festival in the book. I hope in the show, and I hope it's more in the book. So yeah, this was the short summary. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know how this was for you, if I should change something. And yeah, all that's left to say is, yeah, if you like this, consider liking, subscribing. Give me your thoughts. Do you want? Would you have liked the Badger in the TV show? And yeah, the next part will be recorded a bit later when I talk to my friends about the first chapter. But yeah, let me know what you liked about the chapter. Next one will be out in 2 weeks. In 1 week, and I will do one every week, perhaps 2 in a week. But they are quite long, and there's a lot of content here, I think. And when I get to the parts that I don't know yet, I will probably even take more time. So I don't know how long I will take. So anyway, I hope you have a great day. And yeah, let's see what my friend said. Oh, great person, I'm back. I just had a call with my two friends that I discussed the first chapter of Wheel of Time with, and the prologue, and the two prophecies that we also already covered in the prologue video. Yeah. So there were some great. Yes, it was very nice talking about it. And yeah, shout outs to you too. It was really such a pleasure to do it. And yeah, there were several things that I wanted to address again that I might have missed or that I want to stress. So, and yeah, one of my friends, he has read everything already, so he pointed out parts that I should perhaps think about again without spoiling them. And one of the things was the power that was used by Elan Morin, I think his name was, the one who turned to lose Theron, and the one that was there and that healed him from his madness for a time. And he used a power different from the source, and the way it was described was like acid and fire, so it was very hellish. Um, and we thought that was very interesting. So his power was like a part of hell manifested into words or thoughts or actions, whatever. And the way it tormented Lewis whilst healing him, it was also such a hellish thing. And yeah, there was quite a different thing we saw there. So it was not the one power; it was something different that he used. And my one friend also pointed out that he would have gone mad as well if he used the male side of the power, and he did not use that. So it's like a third part, and I don't know anything more about it. But I thought it was interesting, and reading the description there again, it was really like acid and fire. It's like this hellish power or this hellish source they use. Um, then comparing the first chapter to the prologue, it was like the prologue felt like the end of another book, and that was very nice. It was like this big finale, tragic, epic, very world changing and huge and rippled through time. You know, it was this great event, and then the next chapter one was just two guys going hiking on the road, so to speak, going to a village, selling some booze, and yeah, meeting some friends. You know, it was like the prologue was like the final chapter of a book we will never read. You know, the last book of the second age, so to speak. I like that. I like that a lot. We all did. We all really liked that idea, and this contrast from those two chapters. That was so great. Um, then something that was pointed out by one of my friends as well. When we read through it again, it was the concentration that Tem uses. This the flame and the void thing. It also had some aspects of casting or weaving, because that's similar to what Moraine taught Egwene in this, I think in episode 3, when she taught her a bit of magic in the show. And it was similar to that, like she said something like that as well, like imagine this and this and this. And in the extended material on the Amazon page, where the Aes Sedai were introduced, these young ones, there was the flower, I think, as well, that was blooming, this bud that was blooming. And that was also similar to that, like this meditative state of mind that Rand knows how to get into already, and that Tem knows already. That was something quite interesting as well, and it explains a bit, or it shows that Rand is quite a calm person, at least a part of him, not all, but a part of him can be calm. He can calm himself down, he can concentrate, and Tem as well. And the way Tem is portrayed, like we talked about that a lot, like he's just a guy in the village, like a farmer, but there's more. Like he has this strange wife that was an outlander that died before the birth of Rand. He is a man of his word. He's someone that bears are afraid of. You know, this like these little sprinkles of info that show that he's more than he is portrayed to be on the outside appearance. It was very, very nicely done. I really like Tem in the book, really do. And the scene where Rand decides not to tell him, and Tem is surprised that Rand says, "No, no, don't look for the footprints of the horse, the hoof prints. I don't I don't care." I mean, and he's surprised because it seems that Rand is quite the explorer, and that is also underlined by him venturing into the sandy hills there with friends. You know, it's like Rand is not like this little guy in the village that every other person seems to be. I don't know yet, but so he's already quite an adventurer. So it was quite a moment that he said, "No, let's not look at it." And we discussed this as well because we're not sure actually, at least from what we know. I don't know if my friend that has read everything knows, but we did not know whether the rider was real in the end, whether he was an omen or whether he was a real rider. And we tended towards it being an omen, like a foreshadowing of the future. And that was what we thought was probably going on there. And because why would he not take him? I mean, he could have probably beaten Tem. I don't know if he could have. And yeah, Matt, he could have taken Matt, obviously. So yeah, was he real? I don't think he was. Um, Kleeman, yeah, that as well. That was something I completely missed. I thought it was the smiling shopkeeper guy, but that's the one who is bringing the fireworks currently. So the Gleeman is Tom. Um, which yeah, obviously it is Tom, but I was an idiot. Um, so he's already there, and so it was like so many people we know from the show are already introduced. So many main actors like Naneve was Perrin, Egwene, yeah, Rand, Matt, Tom, Ishamael was name dropped. And I think he's gonna come up later. Then Moraine and Len are not named, but they're mentioned. Um, who else? I don't know, but you know, everyone was already there. You know, they were prepared to be explored in the further story. The characters, of course. Um, so yeah, and they are younger, I think. I was told they were younger than in the show because in the show they aged them up a bit, and I understand that because child actors are very hard to work with because of school and stuff, and it yeah, that you know that can be an issue, and I understand why they did it. Um, and the last thing I want to talk about is Alan Morin. So and it was something that was pointed out by again the one that read it already. So shoutouts to you. And it was there, so it was nothing. It was something I have to think about because he pointed out that Alan Morin was free and taunting Luce Therin, and in the chapter one it is said that the Darkborn and all the Forsaken are already locked away. So who the hell is Alan? What's he doing? Who is he? Why is he walking free? So he's not one of the Forsaken. So who is he? He's not using the male side, but he's using the Dark One's side, so to speak. Why? Why can he do that and not be a Forsaken? Who's that guy? I'm quite intrigued by him. Hope we see him again. Also, the creator, he was mentioned again and again, and the light, you know, this light symbolism, and the dragon that is connected to the light but can bring the darkness. It's so, yeah, there's a lot going on already. And I'm looking forward to the next chapter. So next week I will do chapters 2 and 3. We made we set a date. We will talk again. So my friends and me, we will talk again next Sunday, and there will be then will be the next not version episode of this read through. Perhaps you're reading along. Hope you are. Perhaps you're having fun with this. Perhaps you're a first-time reader and are as clueless as I am. And yeah, I hope that you have a very, very great day. And I hope that I see you soon for the next chapters of the Wheel of Time. Bye.